Hello everyone, welcome to our first BD Park Physiotherapy online mat session. The session that we're going to do today is considered a level 1, so if you're doing the level 1 reformer classes before, this would be right for you. It's also considered okay if you have sort of small amounts of back and neck and leg pain. We need to let you all know that a little disclaimer that these exercises are unsupervised that you're doing. If anything doesn't feel right for you, then don't do it, and it's at your own risk. Okay, let's get started. First things you want to make sure that you have is a couple of towels to use. If you do have any physio lacky bands, that would be good as well, but you can use a towel for our leg stretches, so if you don't have one, don't worry. Okay, let's lie down on your back to start with, and just have some support in behind your head, okay? So having the support behind your head allows your body to fall naturally into the ground. If you don't have any support, it tends to arch you away through your lower back. Sometimes you may need more support than one towel underneath your head, so just prop yourself up to where you feel is right for you, and then just take a little moment to check in with yourself, which is similar to what we do in the reformer classes. So just lying down on the ground, have an awareness that your head is feeling comfortable on the towel and that it is heavy and relaxed, your collarbones wide and open, have a sense that the back of the rib cage is in contact, a little bit of an arch through your lower back, and then we always aim for the alignment through the legs, for the middle of the hip, through the middle of the knee, through the second toe. Okay, from there we're just going to take the hands onto your tummy, or just on the lower rib cage area, and we'll just start with a little bit of breathing. Alright, so we just want to take the breath down to the diaphragm or the abdominal area. So as you breathe in, you feel as though your tummy rises up in your hands. As you breathe out, you feel it melt away. Okay, so we're really establishing that breath down to the belly, taking it out of the upper chest and neck, which is sometimes where we breathe through our stressful and upright lives that we lead. Let's extend that breath out a little, so you're going to inhale for the count of 3 and then exhale for the count of 3. Same thing again. For the next breaths, let's just bring your hands a little bit round to the sides of the rib cage. You can take your hands around there. If that's a bit uncomfortable, you can just take the back of the hands onto the sides of the rib cage. And this time, as you breathe in, just sending the ribs sideways into the hands. So rather than sending it forwards, try to send it sideways. So that lateral or sideways excursion of the rib cage again is something that we lose if we don't belly breathe. Good. Take your hands now just to rest on top of your pelvis, and feel as though you've just got your top of your hip bone just underneath the palm of your hand. And we'll just rock through some little pelvic tilts here. So tilt the pelvis up towards you. Feel the pubic bone roll in towards your fingers, and feel your lower back flatten towards the ground. And then take the pelvis back down the other way. The pubic bone tilts away, and we're arching through the back. Just roll in between those 2 points. You don't need to go maximally in either direction. If there's a direction that's a bit painful, don't go too far that way. So just be aware of that. We'll try to time it with a breath. We'll inhale as we tilt the pelvis away, make the arch in the back, and then exhale as you flatten the back down towards the ground. Okay, bring it into the middle, and this time we'll go a little bit left to right. So just feel the pelvis tip towards the left side, feel the weight come towards the left hip, and back to the middle, and the same across to the other side, and back to the middle. And that movement often feels a little bit less, a little bit more uncoordinated than the movements you were doing before. Again, time it with a breath, inhaling as you flatten through the pelvis, exhaling as you tip slightly towards the left. Inhaling to the middle, exhale as you tip slightly towards to the right. Come back to the beginning. We'll go through all movements now. So if you imagine your pelvis is a bucket full to the brim with water, let's tip the bucket now to splash the water towards your tummy. come back to the middle, and then splash it the other way down towards the ground. Come back to the middle, splash it to the left, back to the middle, and splash it to the right. Okay, we'll do one more in either direction. Tip the water towards your tummy, tip it down towards your knees, come back to the middle, tip to the left, back to the middle, and tip to the right. Good, so we've just established a little bit of movement happening at that lumbopelvic area. Now bring the pelvis to what you would feel would be an in-between position. So if you imagine that bucket with a brim of water, where that bucket would be flat. And if that feels like you're too arched, then you may need a little bit more support behind your head. Okay, with the pelvis in that position, we'll just establish a little bit of a pelvic floor and deep tummy contraction. So just feel as though you're lifting the pelvic floor and drawing the belly slightly in towards the spine. And release. And again, little lift through pelvic floor and draw the belly in towards the spine. So that little hollowing out through the belly. Okay, keeping the pelvis still now, we're going to go into some leg movement. So just with your left leg, allow that leg to move out to the side and then bring it back to the middle. Left leg stays still, right leg drops out to the side. So there should be no pelvic movement with this, that bucket is full to the brim of water, and then you're not splashing the water out to the side as you take the leg out to the side. A lot of focus is also put towards the leg that's staying still, that heel is pressing down into the ground and sort of grounding you down through the opposite side to the leg that's falling away. Imagine there's a hot cup of tea rested on the knee that's staying still as the opposite leg drops away. We'll do one more on each side. Try to exhale now as the leg moves away. Inhale to draw it back in. Exhale, other side moves away. And inhale, draw it back in. We're now going to go into leg floats, single leg floats, okay? Again, have that connection of where your pelvis is and that it's stationary in that middle position. And then we're just going to float one leg up off the ground and then take it back down. So almost like a little marching action, and across to the other side. Feel again that natural indrawing of your belly towards the spine. If it's not happening naturally, you may need to bring it in a little bit more yourself. If this is causing some discomfort, it sometimes makes it a little bit easier to have your feet up on a block. So you could go and grab some books and just have your feet up on some books, and then you're not lifting from the low height of the floor, you're lifting from where the leg would be a little bit higher. Let's take the breath into it. We'll exhale to lift. Inhale to hold, and exhale to lower. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Really feel as though on the leg that's lifting that hip bone is rolling back into the socket to lift. The tailbone is staying down, but keeping that small arch in your lower back. We'll do one more each side. Okay, we're going to take that up into double leg floats. This would not be appropriate for someone that's early post-delivery of a baby. And you also need to be cautious if you do have high levels of back pain. If you feel okay to take one leg up, take the hands down beside you, and take two legs up. First leg comes down, second leg comes down. We'll start with the opposite leg this time. One leg travels up, second leg travels up, making sure that your lower back is staying close to the ground. It won't be pushed in, but you're making sure it doesn't arch away. One leg down and second leg down. We'll bring in the breath. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold, exhale, down. Inhale, hold, exhale, down. We'll do one more. Inhale, hold, exhale, lift. So moving on the exhale allows us to draw the belly in a little bit more. Inhale, pause, exhale, lower. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Good, nice work. Let's go into some bridging. Usually with the bridging, we have the head a little bit flatter towards the floor. You may need some support, especially if you're a little bit older and may have some neck pain. And we'll just rock and roll a little bit through the pelvis like we did before. So just establishing that pelvic tilt, splashing the water in towards your tummy, and then take it the other way. This time, we'll actually start to roll the spine off the ground. So inhale to prepare, exhale, take the pelvis back, feel your lower back touch into the ground before you start to lift. And you'll lift the lower vertebrae, and you'll lift the middle vertebrae. At the top, we'll take a breath in, and then as we exhale, peeling the spine down, lowering the top vertebrae, the middle, the lower, and then last of all, placing the pelvis back down on the ground. Inhale, stretch the spine away, make the arch. Exhale, roll the pelvis back and start to peel the spine up off the ground. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, coming back down, imprinting the spine. Imagine each vertebrae as a string of pearls, and you're just creating that little bit of space, pressing one pearl down at a time. And we'll do one more. Inhale, stretch the pelvis away, and exhale, roll it back and take it up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale. On the next one, we're just going to come up halfway. Inhale, make a bit of an arch. Exhale, roll the pelvis up and hover halfway. Here, I want you really to make sure there's some work in the buttock muscles, so feel as though you're just squeezing your buttock muscles together. Transfer your weight to your right leg. You may just transfer the weight. If you feel okay, you can lift the other leg from the ground. Take that foot back down and transfer the weight. You can just transfer, preparing to lift. If you feel okay in your back and hips, then you can come into a float.